Are you holding yourself back from another bigger reality? See, this question has come to me a couple of times the last couple of weeks, and I'm inspired to share what I'm sharing here from calls I've had with entrepreneurs, online entrepreneurs, school owners who want to grow their business. And it also reminded me of all the brick and mortar entrepreneurs that I've coached through my years, 14 years as a coach. And even more than that, it also reminded me of my own reality some years ago. So I'm going to share exactly what happens. And then this question, are you holding yourself back from a reality that is much bigger and much more fulfilling than the one you're living right now? I'm going to talk about this in this video. I'm going to share my truth, and I'm also going to ask a couple of questions that might help you to think differently, and from there you can maybe begin to act differently to create the reality, the income, and also make the impact that you really want to. So first of all, this is part of my income breakthrough community. It's a free community, and it's on School, and if you want to check it out, there's a link below this video. In there we are some great entrepreneurs, and also there's a income breakthrough test that you can take also for free to help you get started with thinking differently, becoming aware of your thoughts and then thinking differently. So first of all, this thing that I want to talk about in this video here and I want to share with you is that I've had so many calls the last weeks with entrepreneurs, and when I ask people, what do you want, what is your dream, they share. And I've seen this with the brick and mortar entrepreneurs that I've helped, and I've also seen it with myself. Now the question is, who is it that is sharing? Because what I've experienced again and again and again, and also when I did seminars, thousands of people, the same thing is, first there comes an answer, but then if I ask again and just challenge that answer a little bit, and I say, who is it that is answering? Is it the person who is sitting right here, or is it the person that has a dream? Something is calling for you. Who is answering me? And what I've seen is that often people, they light up, something sparks inside of them, and suddenly what they want, their dream, their vision, it becomes much bigger, and they feel it. And that's the important thing here. And that reminded me of the thing that I went through. I had a vision. I ended up in a $1.5 million debt. And still today, yes, it was because of the financial crisis back in 2008, but I also do believe that there were some hidden patterns inside of me that secretly were running underneath, and those ended up creating the reality with a $1.5 million debt. But the fact is, for me to come out of that debt, yes, as I've shared, there was a decision to solve it, and that decision led to different synchronicities. But what also happened was that I expanded my mind, I expanded my being, and there was a calling in that, and that calling was bigger than the person that I was at the time. I hope the noise is not too much here. I just wanted to get out in the sun and record this. So that calling was bigger, and that's the thing, because if that calling is not big enough, then why would anyone go through the things they have to go through to create that vision? So if whatever level you are at, I've been coaching experienced entrepreneurs who have businesses of 20 people, 50 people, and have had businesses for 20 or 30 years. They are at a certain level, but they also know and feel that there's something more calling to them, and that's the next level. And to go there, they have to go through things. So whatever level you're at, it's gonna be the same thing. There are things we have to go through, and to go through that, we have to from what I went through, from what I've seen the last couple of weeks, we have to connect with that bigger version of ourselves. We have to connect with that reality that is calling for us. If we don't do that, you will stay stuck the same place. So I hope this makes sense. And how do we connect with that? Well, what I've seen with the people where it felt right, and I asked this question, and they came up with the answer themselves. And that's like that. I'm a catalyst in those conversations. I'm there, I'm listening, and I'm asking the questions. But I felt the energy, and I saw the difference. I saw the difference in their eyes, the way their smile light lit up, and that makes the change. Doesn't mean that that's enough for you to go from here to whatever, 10K a month or 100 a month or a million a year, whatever, or 10 times up your business. It's not enough. But to me, that energy is a show that there is something inside of you that is just waiting for you to step into it and then move forward with that energy from that state. And I'm going to share a little bit more about how I perceive this and what I've helped people with, what happened for them, and also how their thoughts changed after that. But first, I'm also going to say that right now I am back in coaching again. I haven't done this for some years because I went fully inside myself to look at my patterns, to look at all my old energies and all the things that I had that was ready to be released. Let me say it like that. So I'm just now launching my offer of me doing one-on-one coaching again. I'm not sure I'm going to keep on doing one-on-one, but I felt like doing one-on-one right now. So I'm launching that offer. And if you're curious about that, if you're an entrepreneur curious about that, there's two ways that you can figure out more. The one way is that you go into the community, the link is below, it's free, and you can see about it there, and you can get me or reach out to me there, or you can just comment breakthrough below here, and I'll reach out to you, and from there I can see if potentially there's something I can help you with as a coach and in the new program here. So just comment breakthrough or go into the community. The link is below. And the thing is here, for me, this is where it starts. This question is where it starts. And it's kind of like we are here right now. You're here right now. Whatever circumstance that is, whatever it is in your life, you're here right now. And then there's something calling for you, expanded version of yourself and your reality. A person who is living a different life than you are living now. So, and that might be money, it might be freedom, it might be time, it might be things, it might be travels, it might be experiences, it might be a lot of things, whatever it is that's calling for you. And again, impact. I've heard that so many times that especially online entrepreneurs, they want to help other people. So you're here and there's something calling here, something that is more expanded. And again, if you're here and it feels contracted, you feel stuck, you feel like you're trying to push through something, you're trying to figure it out, and you're holding yourself back, or something inside of you is holding yourself back. Many have explained this as they feel it as friction or tension or pressure. And that pressure is like I explained from how I perceived it myself, is something underneath in the hidden patterns, something in there that is holding a person back, that is holding you back. We can try to push through, but it's like a rubber band. So if you just try with hard work, I tried for so many years, you try with hard work, you take the rubber band, and then if you don't change those hidden patterns, guess what? This end of the rubber band will release, and that hurts. That hurts. And that's a thing that many people have experienced, that they try to push through, they try to do something, they try to post, they try to upload, they try to create a launch, an offer, etc. And they really don't feel like it, but they do it anyway, and they are stretching themselves, but they don't they don't look into the hidden patterns and shift them. And that's why, ouch, it hurts. And then the next time the pressure or the friction is even more. Maybe you can relate to that. You had a bad experience. Now you want to try it again. Then your head, your emotions, maybe here, maybe in the stomach or elsewhere, you feel that tension, that friction. And so this instead, by doing this with the rubber band and then instead working with the friction and actually the things underneath, the hidden patterns, the things, what's the reason, what is it that's holding you back? By working with these underneath, it is this one that will release, which means it will catapult you in the right direction. And I've seen this also the last couple of weeks from the conversations, because just by stepping into that, let's say, expanded version and energy, people have experienced that their mind starts to look for new answers. So instead of being in the stock version, in the expanded version, they have another kind of energy and they look for different answers, which helps them to move forward. So that's the thing. That's the thing I wanted to share here. Really, like, a couple of people have explained this, and it also was very alike how I felt at that time. There was this contracted version who was the mini me, and then there was an expanded version who was the more grande me. And I went from $1.5 million debt, mini me. I had worked and I had pushed for years, but I ended up in a $1.5 million debt, and I was so full of shame and guilt and fear, and I was blaming the whole world and a lot of things. But by stepping into this bigger or higher, whatever you want to call it, expanded energy and version of myself, I went from here, and in less than 4 years I created a brick and mortar business with 60 people. I've created a speaking, coaching, seminar business that I was doing all over my country, and both were doing really good, and I ended up paying off the debt in less than 4 years. I couldn't do that for this version. I had to go into the expanded version. So I hope this makes sense. And again, if this is something calling for you to the expanded version, to now to release the things underneath and catapult yourself, then just comment breakthrough below, and or join our free community. And I'm getting more and more into this. The more conversations I have, I'm learning all the time too, getting more and more into this, and that's what I'm helping with. That is a lot about those things down here for people who want to step into the expanded version and who are kind of feeling something is calling them, and then a bit of strategy, not very much of that, because that's what I've also experienced, that often it's not strategy holding anyone back. So I hope this helped, and I hope this inspired you somehow. Feel free to comment. It was a free flow video. I didn't really prepare it, and maybe I'm going to do more of these because I feel like it, and I just want to bring this to you. So please break through in the comments, and also if there's anything showing up for you, share your situation. I would love to hear it. All right? See you in the next one.